Have you ever felt like your business has just hit a wall? You've built something great, you had all this momentum, and then, poof, it just flatlines. The engine stalls out. So, what is really going on there? Let's dig in.
I mean, this is the real question, isn't it? Is your business actually built to scale, or does it feel like you're running faster and faster just to stay in the same place? If that sounds familiar, you're going to want to stick around. We're about to unpack a roadmap that's all about breaking that frustrating cycle. All right, first things first. We have to get one thing straight. Scaling isn't just about doing more of the same. It's a totally different ballgame. It is packed with a kind of complexity that can stop even the most brilliant founders dead in their tracks. And this quote from the scaling expert Bob Norton, it just hits the nail on the head. He says growing a business is one of the most complex things on the planet. Why? Because it's not about being good at one thing. It's like you're trying to conduct a whole orchestra of different skills and arts. So if you're finding it tough, well, you're not wrong. It really is that hard. And this right here, this is the big aha moment. Hitting that growth ceiling, it doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you aren't working hard enough. More often than not, it just means the very systems that got you to this point have finally maxed out. Plain and simple, the tools that got you here won't get you there.
So, if it's the systems that are failing, what are we really talking about? Well, the answer isn't about the obvious problems you tackle every day. The real reason for stagnation is often caused by barriers that are way, way harder to see. And this is where we get to the absolute heart of it, this idea of invisible barriers. The claim here is that pretty much every single company has them. Just think about that. They're like these hidden tripwires, these silent saboteurs, messing with your growth potential right under your nose. So what are they exactly? Well, think of them as the ghosts in your company's machine. They're that critical process that only one person knows how to do. That way we've always done things that nobody ever bothered to write down. They are the unwritten, unspoken rules that create all this friction. And because they're not written down, they are almost impossible to actually see. Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question. If these barriers are literally invisible, how in the world are you supposed to find them? You can't fix what you can't see, right? Well, turns out there's a system for that too. And that's where this roadmap for growth comes into play. Now, this isn't about just guessing or hoping you find some kind of magic bullet. No, this is about a disciplined, systematic way of diagnosing the real problem. All right, so here's the game plan. It's a 4-step process. First, you assess your systems with a checklist, but the absolute key is step 2. You have to be skeptical. The advice is pretty blunt. If a process or system isn't written down, you have to assume it flat out doesn't exist. That one rule, it forces you to find the real gaps, to uncover the real root causes. And only then can you move on to step 4 and start putting in proven fixes that actually work. And the process tells you exactly where to look. It focuses on these 4 critical areas where those invisible barriers just love to hide. We're talking about codifying your approach to management, how you actually run things day to day. It means defining your leadership principles, not just hoping everyone gets it. It's about creating a repeatable system for innovation. And finally, building out the overarching management systems, the operational backbone that holds the whole thing together. Okay, so you put in the work, you followed the process, then what? What can you actually expect? Well, this next part covers what this whole approach can unlock. And honestly, the results are kind of staggering. Let's just cut right to the chase. What's the big promise here? By systematically hunting down and eliminating these barriers, the claim is you can actually double your company's growth rate, a 2x increase. And get this, the timeline to start seeing that kind of acceleration? Just 90 to 120 days. That just goes to show how powerful a proper diagnosis can be. Once you find that real bottleneck, getting rid of it can unleash growth incredibly fast. So what's the long-term impact? Look, this isn't about some quick, temporary boost. We are talking about fundamentally rebuilding your foundation for growth. The ultimate goal here is to put you on a path to potentially double your company's entire revenue and enterprise value in 1 to 2 years.
That is the massive difference between just growing and being truly built to scale. Okay, so let's bring it all home. It's time to turn the spotlight back on you. It's time for you to ask yourself, what is really holding you back? But look, I've got to be real with you. While that four-step process might sound simple on paper, actually doing it right isn't easy. The real art is in the diagnosis, in understanding the unique quirks of your business to find the true root cause. And that's the part that takes real experience. There are no shortcuts for that. So I want to leave you with this one question to really chew on. After everything we've talked about, what do you think is the single biggest invisible barrier in your business right now? That one unwritten rule, that one missing system, that if you fixed it tomorrow could change absolutely everything. Find that, and you've found your starting point. Thanks for joining this explainer.